Jesus. Annie, I must have stopped wondering what happened to me by now. Oh, Scarecrow, what am I going to do?
I'm going to cut this down because, this is, and there goes Glinda. The hair is electric. The hair is electric today. It's another fireside chat with Val Jones from the couch. Who knew I was going to do this, by the way? Somebody did. Somebody always knows. They know. They always knows. Who are they? They're not you. Oh, it's a bubble. And I've been blowing Hubba Bubble. I've been chewing a Hubba Bubble Gum all week, too. Wow, the synchronicity. Ooh, was Billy, was she a Gemini too? I got to check out what her birthday was. You know what? Glinda is so Sagittarius. Glinda is so my mother. Glinda is so...
You've always had the power to go back to Kansas.
This is so North Node. Oh my God, this is so North Node.
She wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn it for herself.
What have you learned, Dorothy?
What have you learned, Dorothy?
I think that it wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Em.
Anyway,
And it's that if I ever...
I can watch this a billion times and still learn something each and every day. Just like me going out in nature. I can walk in nature and learn something each and every day. That's why. I mean, it's a synchronicity. If we're really talking about living astrology and synchronicity, I'm living it in reality. I'm not a bitch in a box. I'm not looking out my window at somebody else and worried about what somebody else does, or going to do. I'm not trying to lie to people like I'm the big man or the big woman on the campus or on the block. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be the queen of the block, the boss of the block, or the bitch of any of you. I'm not that. I'm not that, and I'm not you. Why can't people let people be? Why do I have to be like you? Why do I have to follow your league when your league is like the lowest league to me? Now you're saying I'm being elitist, but what the hell were you trying to do when you thought you were over me? It's the nerve. But getting back to my mom, where Sagittarius and Geminis really get along, because you think that they don't, because Sagittarius are like at least my mom, I'm talking about my mom, okay, because Sagittarius in my sign is in my 6th and 7th and 8th house, my Saturn return. It was destined for me to learn. It was destined for me to learn and to see who was trying to stop me. It's my destiny to see a foe. I've always had the sight. Now, people want to say, well, if she had the sight, she must be a witch show. But don't some of your so-called preachers or your so-called teachers, your so-called leaders, they're supposed to be seers too? What type of seer are you be? You choose all these babas and these gurus, and then they're scamming you. It looks like Ponzi schemes to me. But hey, do you? Mommy says, are you ready?
Say goodbye, Toto.
Bye-bye, Toto. Anyway, I'm going to get my walk on today at Carver's Creek. Because, listen, it's the irony. And like I said, maybe he meant it, but he didn't know he was a part of my story. Maybe he thought he was a bigger part of my story than he needed to be. Or maybe he does know. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me because this person's like, dipped off the scene too. I mean, families get bought out. Businesses get bought out. Did you get bought out too? Like I remember I had someone that was a little Leo, a little lion, but she was cowardly like the lion because she knew. Did a wicked witch get you too? Only ugly witches are ugly, and you look very ugly to me. In fact, everybody that had any dealings with me and crossed me and you showed, and it's obvious your lack of integrity, only God knows and only God can judge me. Bet, and check. But now I'm back home. With all due respect, my tribe says, some of you hoes better leave me alone because we are not like you. But go ahead and find out FAAFO. And see what we'll do. But anyway, this is why my mom was so much like Glinda. Sagittarius, my Saturn and Sagittarius. Because I had to see, number one, the real obstacles that were in front of me. The real obstacles that I was causing by dealing with people that I should not have been dealing with, period. You can't take everybody serious. You cannot be friends to everybody. You know what? When you're the good kid, when you really have something to offer, I mean, and it's not, it's not on a lower level. People the devil loves people who operate on a lower level. You know, you want to be gay, bi, straight, trans, whatever you be, go ahead. But again, where's the room for my diversity? For the straight girl, straight as can be. I'm not going to rub pocketbooks with anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. But now everybody in the industry has to play that way. You know what I mean? You got to be fruity or do what you got to be fruity or loopy. And either way, that's not me. Bitch. If I say I don't want to kiss you, I don't want a boyfriend, I don't want an entanglement, I don't want that, then let it be. The fact of the matter is you came after the wrong seed, because when you deal with the military brat is not like the Nepo brat. The military brat is not like the rich brat. The military brat is not like the Hollywood brat. The military brat is not like the social media brat. The military brat is a different type of brat. We have class because we were born with class. Probably we were bred of class. If you were my type, I'm talking about my mom and my dad had class even before they got into the military, okay? My grandmother had her own land and her own farm, and so did my grandfather, okay? Who are you on? What makes you think that every black person came on this country as slaves? Some actually were here, by the way, and some actually owned slaves. Some owned white people that were slaves too. You know what? Some of you need to check your history before I check you. Oh, the moon is in Gemini today. Holy Spirit, come on through. Oh, ValJones is doing a sermon today. And you thought it was going to be Kanye. Was that what Kanye was supposed to be doing? Was that supposed to come after me too? Was this a Kanye, Kim Kardashian, KKK thing? And by the way, J. Cole or whoever it be, I mean, I'm just talking about when you did the video and everything. Was that directly aimed at me? Because right there when I was doing the walking out on Pope Air Force Base, here's the thing you didn't know. You have real soldiers out there, okay, that, you know what? they don't roll like that. They don't do anything for the dough. The minute that you start defacing federal property, that is a federal crime. Who told you to do that? And what soldier got in trouble by doing that? See, it's that. Everybody gets caught down the line when you do something that's horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Ooh, child. There they go right now. Queen, you all right? I'm good. You know I'm good. You got You got flying monkeys. I got flying angels and flying eagles. We different. Sagittarius. So my mother was military. My mother was Women's Army Corps. And a real healer, a real nurse, not some crackhead or heroin whore. You know, that was your difference. This chick, you want to compare mothers? Bitch, please stop. That's your problem. You keep trying to compare. People want to come around me everywhere and then they compare. Just either deal with me as I am. I see you there or I don't see you. Now, this is the time sometimes I don't see everybody. I've seen and I apologize for the little children who sometimes wanted to come up to me and I'm like in my own little world. And I see you, but I don't see you because I'm in my own little world. And when I'm in my own little world, I really don't see anybody. But because I'm just in my own little world. Those of you who know when you have really brilliant kids, and see now they're going to say that, you know, see, she's a delusional again. I'm delusional. I graduated at the top of my class. How delusional can that be? I wasn't the one that flunked out and had 50,000 babies. I'm not the one that's got 50,000 pounds on me. I'm not the one that needs 50,000 shots or 50,000 pills to tell me to be healthy. I have common sense to know I need to watch what I eat, watch what I do, and make sure I exercise too. I'm not trying to smoke everything, toke everything, and I'm not trying to F with you. Would my mother mess with any of you? No. That's why I'm in my Sagittarius North Node. I will be cordial because that's just something I'm trained to do. I mean, I'm not a stuck-up type of person unless I have to. Oh, I can be very stuck up. I can be very stuck up, as most royalty can. How can she be royal? How can you be? What type of God's plan would that be? Anyway, the bottom line is my mother's Glinda. Glinda is so... Glinda let Dorothy go. Glinda is the most gangster witch of all times. Oh my God, woman. You let this poor little girl go through all this mess and all this hell and all this struggle just to know, just to see how courageous she could be. Just to see how strong she could be. just to see that no matter what situation, she will be able to figure her way out of every single one. Just to see that when she felt like nobody had her back, your help will always come. Just to see that you always have somebody watching over you. You are, wow, mommy. Wow. I didn't. Sometimes I'll be just doing this automatically and I don't be realizing what's in my view. See, it's that. But people say, I'm Delulu. Okay, but like, what are they showing? And now some people say, I don't want to show you my family. And I get that. You don't want to show people your family or anything like that right about now either, because these people literally will find people in your family and then they will try to buy them out too. I mean, that is like, really, how much money do you have that you don't have, and how much time on your hands do you have that you have absolutely nothing else better to do but to stalk good people and try to steal their energy? Now I'm gonna steal on you. I'm gonna steal some of your time and I'm gonna steal some of your shine. I'm a reflection of you. Because you do this all the time, but you know what? You ran up against the wrong one this time. And my mother, that's why I said this living astrology is a real thing. Before your scientists, your Neil deGrasse Tysons, your TED Talks, and your Lizzo. You can get Lizzo on TED Talk, but you can't get me. Well, see, industry takes care of industry. Industry always plants the Ponzi schemes. Like now, cryptocurrency and the NFTs is going to have a big automatic comeback. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to argue nothing. Go ahead and spend your money on all that. Go ahead and take your little trips. Take your little stuff. We're coming into one of the most crucial times in the history of mankind. This is a reality. That's what's up. The whole world is under a Saturn return. I'm putting you on game right now. This is for free. This is me doing my philanthropy. I don't care if you're rich, poor, straight, gay, black, white, yellow, red, Asian, or in between. This is a constant thing. The earth revolves, the sun shines, the moon comes out, and there are real planets in our lives. And there's people will say, there are no such thing as planets. Well, the moon controls the tides. You can see when you go to the ocean how the ocean responds to the tides. You can see when we have eclipses, how the animals, and which I do, I go straight to the animals. I don't go to YouTube. I just don't look at YouTube. I go straight to, I see what the frogs do, and I see what the animals do. That's what nature does. We were that back in the day. We were plugged into nature and the stars, by the way. The women were the first ones, not the first ones to do it. Well, I don't know. I guess we were. Because we come from, you know what, I got a book about that that's coming out this week. Audio story, yep. When mankind started killing witches. I'm going to talk about that seriously. But here's the deal today, because people want to talk about witchcraft. Because, you know, Christians are some of the biggest witchers I know, in a bad way. You look at all these people, Miss Ann, Miss this, Miss that, Miss Claudia, Miss whoever, selling prayer cloths and selling holy oils and selling all this stuff, and it's all scams. You know what? You can actually get, oils have their own, essential oils have their own essential essence and spirits to them. Oils do have spirits. So just because you got it from Miss Rudy, it doesn't mean it's better. That means that's just her scheme. That's just how she makes her money. Okay, I'm not hating on you, but when you send these little dummies after me and they find out, bitch, I'm a better witch than you. Why? Because it's in my DNA. Why don't you read those Charles Waddell Chestnut books, okay? And find out why Cumberland County, Fayetteville, North Carolina's got curses all over the place. How could you not have the greatest military force in the entire world right here? We're right here at the crust of hell, where the demons always appear. Have you ever seen preachers literally look like a pimp? With the pimp hat and all that I have. My. But back to my mother. Wow. My mother and Glinda. Sagittarius and Geminis. Like I said, out on Carver's Creek. James Timmer Rockefeller, Gemini. We're in the Gemini moon, really. You know, we're in the Gemini moon. And I'm like, you know, and did you know that Julie Garland was a Gemini too? Yeah, she was. So Holy Spirit, come on through. And I'm my Gemini rising in my first and second house. So I know what I'm talking about. But you want to listen to all these other astrologers and stuff like that. Okay, you go ahead. You do that. You do that. You do that. While they're trying to do all this and get that money for clout. There's no clout in that money. There's no clout in no fame. There's no clout in calling out these people's names. There's no clout in being a scepter stand. It's sad when the entertainment industry, you know what? You literally slay all your fans. You do not appreciate your fans. You use your fans as simps and stands and slaves. That's a whole other kind of plantation, okay? And here I am actually giving you just free publicity with some of your craft on Soul School Cafe. And poets too. Now I really gives not a F about any of you. I'm in my midheaven Aquarius. And what do Aquariuses who gives absolutely no F's do? Psst. Ice cold, baby. Ice, ice, baby. I know it's like Dorothy said, you get tired of people making promises that they don't keep. I keep stacking up that energy and I pass it on to God. Why are you going through so much drama? Well, because you know what? It's your karma. But hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. Clearly I do, but you still can't figure it out because your ego's got you in control. I need to get my goal. You lost your soul for a little piece of meat or a little piece of penny. Now you're not eating from the horn of plenty and you won't be coming here. You know what? If I decide to want you to disappear, I have a variety of ways. That's why I think my mom literally, I think she came out of the ethers and snatched that book away. My daughter is going to show them another side of her that they don't want to see. See, let me tell you something about my mommy. Like I say, Glinda is the most gangster witch. Gangster. Where's gangster? Where's the gangster boy, by the way, who's doing the little spinning stuff or whatever you did? What's his name? I don't know. See, it's irrelevant now. This stuff was irrelevant. Where they now? Where Waldo now? I gotta stop drinking this stuff. And I had coffee too. Oh my God, Starbucks immediately. Oh Lord. And it was Starbucks coffee too. No, I actually got it. Listen, I am not. First off, let me say Starbucks does not pay me, okay? I mean, just love. I mean, yes, is. But I'm telling you, they got something special in their coffee. I don't know what it is. I'm a military brat, and I'm a bumpy kind of kid. I like good stuff. Like I like good food. Like okay, my husband. Husband would used to say, you need to stop eating everywhere. Because, I was like, oh, food. Like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. That's going to get you in trouble. So, you know what? If I've eaten at people's houses and stuff like that, like, I mean, I could see somebody turn around and having a cookout, and I'm like, food. You know what? Hey! I don't know these people from Adam. But it's the food, okay? I really, stuff like that my mom would probably go to. You really got, and now my Libra husband and my Sagittarius mother like, that, you gotta stop that, what you do. You gotta stop going around food. You don't give a damn about the people. It's the food. No. No, but there have been some people that I really like. I didn't know who they were, and I actually kind of cared about them. I try to be friends. That's the problem with me. I try to be friends with everyone. I am so Dorothy. Listen, Dorothy is going off to see the wizard, and she goes into a forest. She meets these people along the way, and she's like, okay, let's play. Let's go down the yellow brick road together. I don't know you from Adam, but I'm bringing you on my journey by myself. They know I'll be walking on Carver's Creek like that too. Somebody wants to walk with me. Okay, let's go. I could be walking with a serial killer. I don't know what they don't know. No. I could be the serial killer. I'm not though. But I'm just saying, if you flip that energy. So, okay, it's the people that my mom introduced me to, and it's the people that my daddy introduced me to. So this is why I say Glinda, hashtag my mom, that energy, that grandma, mama, because it was grandma, mama, her grandmama, my great grandmother, her grandma, one of these people that I'd never seen a day in my life because they'd already died when I was born. But I described her to a T, and my mom were like looking at me like, How did you know? Because I've never really seen a picture of them either, of my grandmama. But yeah, I described her to a T. I had a vision about her when I was in Atlanta. Ooh, when I did this poem, 2 poems, I did Sanctuary, and I did one of the greatest poems I ever wrote. It was like, it described Judgment Day, and I think it was called Judgment Day. And it was literally the greatest poem I've ever, it was so intense, and the weather, the energy, the skies were like very orange, and it was a particular type of day. I remember it well. It was a very particular type of day in Atlanta when we were living in Atlanta, and my husband was, he was at Morris Brown. He was at, he was in school. And I'm just writing. And I knew this poem was just it. It was just like, oh my God. It was like the most epic, iconic on Judgment Day. I mean, and you know, as they say, even the angels per se don't really know when Judgment Day is. And it reminded you, a day can be like a week, a year, or several years to a God. So let's just, get that out the way. When I say it's Judgment Day, it is Judgment Day, but Saturn return is Judgment Day. But the thing about it is, I specifically described a particular type of day when stuff was getting ready to happen, by the way. I mean, I described it too. It was all in my mind. I was just like channeling. I wrote this poem and I was like, my God! And that was about the time that my husband walked in, and I was getting ready to, from school, and I'm like, listen, I just wrote this poem and everything. And he was like, okay, and it was gone. It was just gone. I couldn't find the paper anywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. This is a true story. This is a true story. This is a true story. So that means I tapped in. And I do that from time to time. My Sagittarian mother, they were like, how did you know your great-great-grandma? You never seen her in your life? Yeah, but she saw me. She talked to me. And it was my great-great-great-grandmother and possibly Grandpa Johnny, who says, do not mess with these foes. Which was sad because my daddy fought so much, so hard for what he considered his people. And his people sacrificed him. Fayetteville, I will always have a gripe with you until you be real with you. And that includes the whole area of Cumberland County too. And maybe all North Carolina, because North Carolina does not support people like they say they do. They don't support real artists. They support for views. They support for people who kiss their ass. You want to know the facts. Look at these people in there partying. Don't they all look fat and out of shape and about to die and pass away? They will support funerals, but they will not support life. Am I wrong or am I right? And they will support crime. Oh, they will support crime. And hide behind enemy lines. What happens when my other side comes out? Do you know what I mean? So I remember how my mom used to, when my dad used to take me around some of my family that my mom did not like him taking me around. But that was for my dad to see other side of my family member. I think my dad just wanted to, in his own way, he was showing me a part of my DNA. That's why if you wonder why I don't worry about being around gangsters or why I seem so comfortable around gangsters, okay, it's not that I'm gangster, but I mean, I don't know, I might be. I had some gangsters in my history, though. It's in my bloodline. Serious, real G's. Oh, they would have killed all of you just for if these are the ancestors and the ghosts that's coming after you. Oh, you all are dead, dead like Fred. Freddy's dead. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Justice for Curtis Mayfield. So anyway, so when my dad would do that, then my mom would take me to movies like The Godfather, and I'm starting to think like, why would my mom take me to? Because my daddy didn't take me to The Godfather. That woman did. All 2, 3, 4 Godfathers. Actually, she took like that. And the only thing that all the shooting and everything, and it's like, but the horse's head, that did something to me. I'm like, oh no, not the horse, not the pony. Why are you gonna kill the horse? Kill the man, not the. See, that's me. That's like, what's the movie? The Meg, with the big whale, the shark, the big thing, and everything. And it's like all the people getting eaten up and all this and all that. But the puppy made it. The puppy at the end, the puppy is swimming to the boat. And I'm like, yeah, that's the favorite part of my movie. Like Toto made it. Wasn't Toto a girl? I don't know. But anyway, so like Dorothy, so she made it too. She's stout. So this is why Glinda. It's like a Saturn return. Good Witch Glinda and Dorothy. It's me and my mom, because my Saturn return is in Sagittarius. And that's why I said my mama knew. 6th and 7th, 8th house. How could you literally have a child born where you have Sagittarius, Saturn and Sagittarius in your 6th, 7th, and 8th house? That's her way of saying, you gonna know. You gonna know. You're going to know who I am and what this is all about. You are going to know, no matter what these people are or what they try to show, you're going to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. However, you have got to stop. You've got to stop entertaining your foe. You play with these people too much, literally. Because number one, you don't take them seriously. And then number two, you think, that you really could make them friends or they'll be a better person. But no, they will always be jealous of you. They will always be jealous of you. They will always be jealous of you because that is just in their energy. That part's in their DNA. People say, well, your DNA doesn't make you. Clearly it does. It takes a hard person to override that initial coding in you. Like I said, the seed, the tree the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. And that will automatically always be true. That is universal law. Today's the day of universality. This is universal wisdom coming to you. Look at a person's seed. Look at a person's tree. Now you can look at my tree, not my cousin and them. Look at my immediate mom, my immediate dad, my grandfather on my mother's side, and my grandmother on my father's side. Forget everybody else. Forget everybody else. Look at my mom, my dad, my Aunt Nan, the greatest storyteller ever. There's a whole bunch of storytellers out there, but my aunt, she was a Pisces too. The one who my mother trusted to raise me when she wasn't around. I had real love. A lot of these people don't. That's why they come off like such clowns. And they will do anything to get down. They don't know love. So how can you bring me love? Fucking and love is two different things. You know what I mean? No, you don't. You don't. Because everything is sex to you. Everything is passion. Passion. But what type of passion is that? That is so boring. That's a trap. Look at these people. Now they're mad. And they're running out of cash. Where are my MAGA supporters at? I'm saying my MAGA supporters because I laugh. Because I know a lot of MAGA supporters say, hey, we won. Did you though? Remember, Saturn is still in control. The math is going to be the math. What you don't know, especially a lot of these rappers and stuff like that really just knew, hey, we got our man in there. Oh, but no. Funny thing about Geminis, they'll lie. They'll look you in the face and lie. They'll flip on you so fast. You went, what happened? You got effed up by a Gemini. Woo! Wait. Holy Spirit, come on through. But I have no problems with MAGA folks. Don't have a problem with me, because then I'll have to do you too. Remember, right after Gemini comes Cancer. And I'm still on my John D. Rockefeller-ish. Oh, cut them off. So, by any means necessary. And so it gets to my DNA. I'm just saying, we talking about Rockefeller. Goes, what Rockefeller are you talking to? I don't do that Rock Nation stuff. But do you? It's funny how people will talk about, do you know how bad What, John D. Rocket? Yes, I do. I actually research and read history. What do you think I'm talking about? I'm a I'm a book. That's what I do. I go into the history. Unlike you, I don't learn from YouTube or kitchen witches, TikTok witches. You got kitchen witches come after me. Now all these bitches are sick. It's so military. I'm such a military brat and proud to be. Now, I can't be proud to be a military brat, but everybody wants to be a brat now. Wasn't Charlie answer what that was like? Saturday Night Live, you all have the worst trash. I'm like Shane Curtin, who said after she left, I don't watch that junk no more. But the one thing that was funny, it was like I turned in and turned off and turned in and turned off and turned in and turned off. But the one thing was funny, that's so funny. You know what it is. You know what it is. That's going to happen in real life when people start turning on each other and the dogs really do start eating the dogs and the cats really do start eating the cats. He put that in shout there. You didn't know he was speaking facts in another world, but in his own world. Oh my gosh, I should not know this much, and yet I do. Why do you think the military watches me the way they do? She is like not from here. And yet I am. Woo, child, could it be the coffee? No. No, but back to my mother though. Sagittarius, and how Sagittarius and Geminis get together. So, because, here I am like Dorothy, like Judy Garland, like just going on in the forest, going everywhere, not scared of nothing, just, whatever. And that's, and then at the very end, then they have the wizard disappoint. Like the wizard was supposed to help her out and do this, paint her house, fix her up, pay her money, let her see the credits from the stuff that she did, instead the wizard just stole energy from him. Just stole energy from him. Like she said at the end, you're a very bad man. You're a liar. You're a very bad man because you lie in people's faces for no reason. I mean, they say everybody lies, but why do you lie in people's faces for no reason? That's the treason. That is the treason. And I have a code about treason. Woo, child, I have a code about treason. When Jupiter Jones gets that code about treason, cut. They said only God can judge. Well, God is judging. That's what's up. You think you don't know, but maybe I do. What if she's right? What does that mean to you? Zip. Saturn and Pisces, Holy Spirit, come through. So, but here's where the Sagittarius part comes out. So, and Glinda, my mom was like, okay, so now you've seen these little frosty frogs, these frosty fruity loop, efferys, these F-ups. You see why you shouldn't hang with such people? Yes, ma'am. And yet you still do it from time to time. What's wrong with you? I mean, I'm getting better, mother. I'm getting better. What would your mom do? And see, it's always that of what my mom would do as opposed or what my dad would do. And I'm not supposed to do what my dad would do because I'm supposed to let my daddy energy come on through. And the real men, I noticed I said the real men, the real kings, the real angels, I got some demons too. Oh, trust me, I got some demons on my team. They got their eyes on you. You got demons, I got demons too. You got goons, I got goons too. You got a mob, I got a mob too. Holy Spirit, come on through. Ask the Pope about me. New York who? King of New York. I might have some Sinatra crew. Trust me. Sinatra and JC are two different things. You know what? You got too big. And it's not a color thing. You got too wrong. You got too greasy. You got too gangster. You got too illegal. Did he? There are a lot of people who went to those parties. I did not. There are a lot of people who go up in the industry and go up those charts. They do a lot of strange things for change. I do not. So they're mad at me, trying to find something. We've got to find something on her. So you want to force something on me. You want to force a problem on me. You want to force a crime on me. You want to force me where I need you, where I come to you not realizing that I am like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. I will figure out exactly what I need to do. And when I need that help, help will always come through because I'm that one. I'm that watch. I'm that chosen by who I don't even know. I'm just a kid doing the Ranger Manger show. Yo, repping for my family, repping for my legacy, repping for myself. Trust me, I will always have help. And you better be glad and pray to your God, whoever your God is. Your God, not the fraud, but the real God, the real GODDESS. Because honestly, the love is you still live. Because if the old me from back in the days, like Atlantis was a thing, okay? Zip, blow them all away. Let the tornadoes come. Let the hurricanes come. Let the floods come. Let the raptors come. Papa, 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 pow. I can't even get out of the range. I was going to go on the range and then I got rerouted to go out, on the nature range again. I get it. We are like, woo, woo, Dorothy. Woo, Dorothy. North Node. We cannot go Gemini. We cannot go South Node because we know, think of what James Dimmer Rockefeller would do. We know what Judy Garland would do. Judy Garland handled it like you. Outside of the Wizard of Oz, you really understand the culture. These people don't. These people who sit around and watch movies and watch TV and watch these fake-ass stars, and they want that energy, and they really don't. Trust me, most of them would rather be me. I don't want to be like none of them. I don't want to sit with none of them. I don't want any of them around me. They all have spiritual cooties. Seriously, they all have spiritual cooties to some degree. I am not the one. I'm good doing me, and I'm going to get my money because I'm supposed to, because that's me. I'm going to have a good year, regardless of who's leading the country or who's leading the world. Because at the end of the day, I lead. Isn't that what he said on Polar Express? Follow you anywhere, madam. Pay me my money, though, sir. I do see. Anyway, back to my mother being gangster like Glinda. The most gangster witch in history. So what magician's going to come after me? Which gets to the book. The book I had that has disappeared in front of my face 3 times. Like, I had it in my hand, and then it gets taken away. Why? And then I hear my mom says, you know why. You're still learning, little one. They don't know. They don't know you. They don't know you! Like, God does. Woo. But you have the power all along to make it right in your life. What you needed to do was leave these flying monkeys alone. You see what happened when you killed the wicked witch? Then all the flying monkeys go, oh, we're free! Ding dong, the witch is dead! Hail Dorothy! That's where you're at right now. They're saying it in quiet rooms, but trust me, they're shouting it out. Oh, she's slaying them. She's slaying them. Who is this chick? Just a military brat. Just a soldier's kid. Just being real. Just being me. Just on my caffeine. And in my peace. And I will have peace. And you will have peace too. One way or the other. That's a story for you. Did you get it for today? Okay. What else is on today? Oh, wow. Are we going to do some music? Nah, not today. I got walking and stuff to do. That's all I had to say. Okay, I know somebody said, well, don't you have a poem? I will do the poem this week. It'll be an audio book. Go to my Patreon, by the way. My Patreon is up. My Patreon is up at ValJones Edutainment. My Patreon is up. I told you about my website. I did have my wonderful website, but it was a whole bunch of Asian. Somebody bought it out, or I don't know how they, people hack into everything, and so they hacked my website, and now you got a whole bunch of Asian characters, a whole bunch of porn sites and stuff like that, and it's like, who is that deep that they got to hack everything I do? Who is following me that precise that you literally, like, everything I do is, you know what? That's when you have old crusty rich people, and that's why they go poor. Marley. It's a whole bunch of Marleys out there. A whole bunch of fake rich and real life whores. Hollywood should stand for hoe. Ho. It ain't nothing holy about it. It's just Howood. Howood. But hoe can't. So anyway, you know what? Back in the day when people really were, brilliant actors and stuff, and brilliant actresses and brilliant directors, and you let your arrogance get in the way. You let your arrogance and your so-called whatever societies and groups of deprivation literally destroy the whole culture, and you did not care if it destroyed your nation. I don't give a damn where you say you want to go. Black people, listen. You keep saying we all gonna go back to Africa, but when you gonna do that, yo? Because even Africa doesn't want you when they see what you do. And let's be real, you have a lot of African scammers over here. I told you the worst thing that can happen, the worst thing that ever happened to Africa is Africans of all hues. Pause. Elon. What would your mother do? Smile. Let's say class dismissed. And that's today's message for somebody. Was it you? Peace.